Good evening, members. We are now streaming live. Welcome to this evening's meeting of the Joint Transportation Board. Please note this meeting is being streamed live to the internet. Please could all members ensure their microphone is set to mute unless they are speaking to reduce any background noise. As the chair isn't present this evening, could I please have nominations for a chair for the evening?
I nominate Peter.
And do you have a seconder?
I'll make this quick. I'll happy to second.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Tim. Knew I could rely on you.
Okay, you're elected, Peter, so I'll hand over to you.
Okay, so where do we start? Number one, apologies for absence.
I've received apologies from councillors Fuller and Wimble this evening.
Can I just apologise for lateness? My 5 o'clock, the meeting which finished at 5:05 in Maidstone, I thought gave me slack to get here on time. Apparently not.
Noted, thank you.
Okay, so item 2 is declarations of interest, which is pages 3 and 4. We have none, I assume. Forever hold your peace. Number 3, minutes, pages 5 to 10. I'm not sure I have the minutes, Gemma. I don't know if you have them, do you?
As I was at the meeting, I'm happy to move the minutes as an accurate record.
Thank you.
I'm happy to second.
Taken. Okay, item number 4 is Highways Forward Works Programme 24-25 and 25-26 KCC, which is pages 11 to 32. James, are you about?
I'm here, Chair. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
What I'll do, if I go from appendix to appendix, I'm not going to go through every item because we'll be here all night, but with regards to appendix A, has anybody got any concerns or questions for appendix A? Road, footway and cycleway renewal and preservation schemes? No? Okay, if I go on to, bear with me, appendix B, drainage. Anybody got any questions for me? No. Appendix C, street lighting. There's a fair bit there.
I'm really sorry, James. I was trying to open the document and got to it late. You will be unsurprised to learn that on Appendix A, Romney Avenue, I can see that the current state is to be programmed. I assume it's in this financial year, but I wonder if you could get me a programmed date.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I can see that. To be programmed. Yeah, leave that with me, Councillor.
Thank you.
Just bear with me. I would definitely say that is this financial year, but I'll get that date for you. Lovely. Right, where was we? Appendix C, street lighting. I think we got to that part, didn't we? Now, where are we now? Appendix D, transportation and safety schemes. Any questions for anybody?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions on that, if that's okay. Firstly on the Cherry Garden Avenue item, there's mention of the installation of a direction sign. I just wondered if you had any more details on that.
I can find out. I was at the 25-FH-CRM 2392.
That's the one.
Yeah. Let me get some detail for you.
And the other question I had was, just get it in front of me. Yeah, the Shorncliffe Road improvements, which I think were originally proposed by Folkestone Town Council via their Highways Improvement Plan. Am I right in thinking that looks like it's now potentially going to be funded by active travel funding? Is that correct? Has that gone through is that going through that process?
Right, Shorncliffe Road. So where is that on this list? Sorry, Polly.
So I've just need to get it in front of me. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I think it might be. It is Appendix D, but it's under active travel. So it's on
Oh,
the next under it
yeah,
externally. Yeah, on the next page 20, bottom of.
there we go.
Yeah,
Shorncliffe Road, here
that's
we go.
page 21, in fact.
Oh, here we go. Active Travel Fund under investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it, Councillor. Active Travel Fund under investigation. So I wonder exactly what.
Because I know that came in via the town council's highway improvement plan. So I was just
Yeah.
wondering what the mechanism it's going through there. And
Okay.
again, what timings might be.
Active travel and timings. Yeah.
But we don't know what that is yet, do we? Nothing's been agreed on that.
No, I think that's why it's just got there's under investigation. I'll see if I get some more detail on the meat on the bones for you on that one.
Just to make it clear, I'm a great skeptic of active travel. Okay. The bit that goes from Cheriton to Folkestone Central is a disaster. Get people
Yeah, I think this is about pedestrian islands and tactile paving and so on. It's not about cycling.
Yeah, but you know, once burnt, always remembered. You know, it's been a disaster, and I get complaints about it every single day. So I'm very wary about any more active travel in Folkestone.
Okay, thank you, councillors.
You get complaints from some people, but other people absolutely love it, and it brings in a lot of money.
Hello,
councillor.
Sorry, yeah, I was just going to say that yes, it is listed as a list of one of the named schemes to be which Peter and I are in a meeting tomorrow discussing. So under the Kent's Active Travel Funding Grant Tranche 5, there is a scheme there listed for Shorncliffe Road cycle route, funded in at £30,000 apparently. Now that is £30,000. Let's be clear that that's a government grant for active travel programs. The answer is either Kent takes that money from government and spends it on roads in Kent, or we don't get that money. So as I understand, that is the proposal coming forward tomorrow, is that
I don't agree in spending money just for the sake of it. And sorry, Peter, I live and work in Cheriton, okay? And I've faced the public every day. And what's happened in Cheriton and along by Morrison's is a disaster, and it's not popular, and opposing it is one of the reasons I was elected. So I'm going to do with what and support the people that voted me in, and I will always be against it if I don't think it's for the greater good.
I'm very happy when I finish talking for you to come in on this. But the Shorncliffe Road Cycle Scheme, I don't know what the detail is on that scheme, but it has £30,000 in it in the report going to KCC tomorrow, against a total spend of £1.88 million, which is going forward for government funding. Now, I don't know what the detail on that Shorncliffe Road Scheme is, and as I said, I believe that I understand in the same way that Polly does, that actually a lot of the enhancements along there are to crossings and safety, and frankly for £30,000 you don't get a lot of cycle scheme these days, so you're probably safe from too many new lanes there, John. But I think it's about crossings. There are not certainly had it raised before about there are very few tactile crossings and crossing points for those who have difficulties crossing the road there. I'd understand that the scheme would come back to JTB prior to going put into place. I would have understood, James, but maybe you can take me through the process on that before we came forward. But it is also one of only two schemes in there, which is to be funded out of that Section 5 tranche. The other one being the Hythe to St Mary's Sank Routes Cycle Port, which gets a rather larger £75,000 allocation.
Okay. Let's if you can bear with me, I'll get some more information or as much information I can on these. With regards to the site that was just discussed then with these with Shorncliffe Road, the Active Travel Fund under investigation, you can see the assessment into visibility of installing build-outs and tactile pavement on pedestrian islands. So it would be interesting to see what other plans that they do have along that section. But like I said, councillor, you know, out of 30k, I'm not too sure what we're going to get out of that, but we will see. We will see. But yeah. Okay, Chair.
Yeah.
Shall I move on?
Yeah, carry on.
Where are we? Major capital program. For example, brighter. Oh yeah, brighter future. Levelling up fund. Any questions on that? Councillor Prater.
Thanks. Yeah, just to also flag that from the agenda tomorrow is the tranche 6 of the Active for Travel Fund. It's you wait for years for tranches to come along and then 2 come along on the same agenda. Included within that was construction of the walking and cycling route, including a bridge over road in Folkestone. I believe that is part of the Shellen Street scheme. I don't know how we're allowed to call it a bridge. It's actually a ramp going down Shellen Street, because you're not going to be able to walk under it, and it goes from a high place to a low place. I make that a ramp, but they make that a bridge, and I understand that that's what that funding number 4 under section 1.8 of the agenda item tomorrow is for. There is also some money allocated towards cycle storage and bike hangers in Folkestone, £17,000. I don't know where they are proposed to be, but I know that the district had put forward a number of different locations. I don't know whether they've prioritised them or whether they've given enough money for 3, and we'll see where they go.
Okay, thank you. Shall I carry on, Chair?
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Appendix E, developer funded works.
Yeah.
Any questions on this?
Yeah, so I had one. So I think it's down as Cockreed Lane, although the issues I'm about to talk about are more Ashford Road, which sort of wiggles in from sort of Ivy Church into New Romney between the new development and where the development is being built on the other side of the road. The road surface there is an absolute disaster, and it's got worse and worse during the works. And we flagged this before, and we were told, which is on the face of it fair enough, that the resurfacing is being done after the building's complete. But the road is very narrow now since a path has been put in. It's actually quite difficult for cars to pass without going up on the bank. I think it's being aggravated by some gasworks that are going in slightly further down the road. And the road itself is a patchwork of quite significant lumps, bumps and potholes, which makes it really difficult to navigate safely. And quite often when traffic lights are put in, you can't actually safely stop, and vehicles can't pass the other way without coming right up on the bank. I spotted some roadworks there this morning, but I couldn't actually work out what they were doing about it. But if it's possible to get an update on that, I suggest that's something that needs to be urgently looked at.
Okay. What I can say, Councillor, my engineer and my relevant highway steward for the marsh, they're actually carrying out various site checks tomorrow, various issues. And what I'll do, I've made a note of that, and I'll get them along Cockreed Lane, Ashford Road, by the new development, and have a look at the road surface and have a look there. And with regards to the potential road works, and just sort of see what's going on and anything we can do in the interim.
It'd be great. It'd be much appreciated by everyone if you could. And one of the weird things with the gasworks that's in there, they've for about 2 or 3 weeks now, they've had some traffic lights that almost always are set to red in both directions, which people have found a way of resolving that now, but it's not a particularly safe way of dealing with the problem.
Okay.
No, there doesn't seem to be much going on when those traffic lights are there. There doesn't seem to be anybody working or anything. So
no, and there's invariably no one there. It's a very narrow gap to come through, and it's permanently set to red in both directions. So
yeah,
that's not good. What I can do with regards to the traffic lights and that, I'll ping an email to our Streetworks team as well, coordination team, because they police everything that goes on the highway. Yeah. I'll get the Streetworks inspectors to go out there and have a look as well, Councillor, on that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks ever so much, James. And I mean, one of the things that I don't know what's caused it, but seems to have got particularly worse in the last few weeks. There's a quite significant lump in the middle of the road that is if you are forced to drive over it, it's not very good for your car. Someone's obviously flagged it because there's a white line kind of drawn around it. But I would suggest there's certainly way too much going on there than would sort of make it okay to just sort of resurface it after the building work's been completed.
No, that's fine. No, so I'll get inspected, and I'll get the streetworks team on board as well with the lights.
That's brilliant.
Lovely. We'll try and feed back at the earliest, Councillor.
Lovely, thank you.
Brilliant. I'm not too sure who else. Tim or Polly?
I had a question about the Cheriton High Street item, which we've talked about at great length in these meetings over the last 2 or 3 years. I just wondered if the developer is engaging on that one now, because I can see that you're waiting for you've been chasing them, and you've requested a safety audit. Just wonder where we're getting to with that one and getting the bus stop in and so on.
Yeah, just bear with me. I'm just trying to dig out the email, but I have got an update on that. And the Councillor Prater's been involved in this as well, so whether come on, bear with me.
Yeah, my email to you on this, James, was Thursday or Friday.
Here we go. Yeah, Thursday. So Taylor Wimpey, with regards to the safety audit, they're fully aware that it needs to be undertaken and completed, and they'll agree and confirm when this will be organised for the audit. With regards to the bus shelter replacement as well, which has been now dragging on for must be 2 years, I think. Previously agreed, so I'm just reading an email, we will instruct Taylor Wimpey to proceed with installing a standard bus shelter. So the original proposal and original installation of bus shelter, if that doesn't come to fruition, then we're just going to instruct them to put in a standard bus shelter and pole, just to conclude it, because it's been going on for too long. I hope that makes sense.
Thanks, James. That's good to hear.
Yeah, we're doing our best, but they're not the easiest to work with. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's move on. If there's no other questions, Appendix F, bridge works. Anything there?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
I'm actually in for a few minutes now, and I've had my hand up. I've come in on my private Zoom.
What can I do for you, Mary?
Well, it was about 3 questions ago.
I was it. You can blame me for that. Go on.
Well, first for the fact I wasn't sure whether any of you could actually see me, although I can see all you and hear you all. The fact of going back to Shelland Street works and the bridge, or not bridge, ramp, but was that not all included in the levelling up fund? You said that Jim said the tranche 6 of the money.
I think the answer is no, Mary. They were trying to. There were various bits that the Levelling Up Fund and various other grants made the entire scheme, and they were hopeful that this could add into the scheme, because, as you know, costs have risen on all bits of projects over the course of the 3-4 years since the money was granted. So this helps support, make sure that the whole scheme can be delivered, as opposed to the bit which inflation would have killed.
So as an add-on.
It keeps it in that would have otherwise been lost, I think.
Okay, sorry, Chair.
You're okay, James.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. Where are we? Appendix F, bridge works. Nothing there from anybody.
No, I don't think so.
No. Right. Appendix G, traffic systems, Blackpool Road.
Could I ask through you, Chair, what about Blackpool Road?
So what was that again, Mary? Sorry.
What was about Blackpool Road? You mentioned Blackpool Road.
Appendix G, traffic systems. That was the refurbishment of the existing traffic signal control crossing.
Oh, next to the school, opposite the school.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you. All right, just moving on, Chair. Appendix H, combined members grant program update. Nothing on there.
Just briefly on that one, James, maybe you could give me some guidance, because I've looked online on the website. I don't know, to my shame, how to ask you to do some highways works to come from my combined members grant program. Do I email you? Do I email someone else? Is there a form somewhere? How do I do that?
I would go to Kieran Double within our schemes team, and he'll take it forward for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to ping over the relevant email addresses, or do you have them to hand?
Oh, I think I can find Kieran.
Yeah. Good. Lovely. I hope that helps.
I was actually trying to find out exactly how much our members' grants were today, and that seems a bit obscure as well.
I thought it had gone up, but it doesn't seem to at the moment.
It should have gone up, but I don't know.
Should now be about 5,000 quid, but nobody's thought to write that on the website.
That's what I thought, Tim. Yeah. I thought.
Lovely. Shall I move on, Chair?
Yeah.
Right. Appendix I, road markings, A260 Canterbury Road, Hawkinge. That's in March and 26. And what else have we got? And Appendix J, street works. Everything's coming.
James, sorry, I had a question about road markings, but it's about an item that's not on the agenda. Which I think lots of people on this call have been copied into. I just wondered if we could get an update on the Cherry Garden Lane road markings and the hatching there. That's very faded.
Cherry Garden Lane, okay.
Holly, I have been in touch with Kieran this week, and he is chasing it.
Okay.
So as soon as I hear anything back, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But it is being dealt with.
It's in the pipeline. Great.
If I don't hear from him by the end of the week, then I'll get in touch with him again.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you for that. Moving on, Appendix J, street works. It's it's not a long list there, actually. Anything on street works, anybody? No? Cool, lovely. Right, that's me done, Chair. Thank you.
Well, you got away light, didn't you, tonight?
It makes a change.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
All done, guys? Everyone happy?
Yep.
So we'll take item 5, proposed parking restrictions for JTB September 2025, which is Folkestone Hythe District Council, pages 33 and 34.
Yeah, evening all. I'll just go through them. Obviously, if you've got any questions, then I'm actually looking at it, so I won't see your hand come up. So just say something. So we've got proposed parking restrictions at any time, St John's Road. This one came in from KCC, and it's just to help with vehicles turning into Bellevue Road, or turning from Bellevue into St John's Road. Any questions on that one? No. Okay, so no loading and unloading. So loading ban. We've got on the corner of Ashley Avenue, Cheriton High Street. We've had a request there to introduce a loading ban because of vehicles parking right on the corners, even though there are yellow lines there. But they choose to load and unload on that one. Any questions on that one? And last one is the A259 Dymchurch Road, just outside from the Romney Warren Local Nature Reserve. That's a mouthful. There's currently a bus stop, but they want to have a bus stand there. I think it's to help facilitate with coaches, things like that. It won't affect the existing bus stop that's already in place. Any questions on that one?
Yeah, I'll make the fool of myself on this one. What is the difference between a bus stand and a bus stop, please, Paul?
A bus stand means that you can leave your bus there,
as opposed to a bus
unattended.
stop. Okay, so
A bus stop,
there
the
will
driver
be
has to technically be with the vehicle and ready to take fares, whereas a bus stand, you can stop there for whatever time we put on the restriction, but there'll be no restriction there. And it means that the bus driver or coach driver, because we don't actually have coach bays now, so we have to have it as a bus stand. So it means that the bus could actually be left unattended if, say, the driver needed to use the facilities, shall we say.
Okay, and physically, does that, what's the difference in markings between the two?
It will just say bus stand, and it'll have the blue plaque with a symbol of a white coach bus looking vehicle on it.
Thank you. Every day's a school day.
I'm glad you asked that, Tim, because I didn't want to feel foolish either. Well done. Okay. Where do we go now? Anything else?
Chairman, could I raise something on the parking? Just flag it up.
Of course.
Farthing Common. The car park there is being used increasingly by motorhomes. There were 4 in there last night. It's very small anyway, and there's no facilities up there, of course. There was certainly one when I came home from Canterbury this afternoon. There's still one already up there. That was at 5 o'clock. So
I think that's probably more of a thing for folks in Hythe.
Thought about for a future thing.
Okay.
Didn't quite catch which car park that was, sorry.
Farthing Common.
Okay.
Top of the hill.
Yeah.
Yep, know what you mean. Paul, is that something that we can look into? Don't think we've got.
I can put something through to property repairs because it's not one of our car parks, it's one of theirs. I know they did all like the fence work and stuff like that around there. I don't ever remember if there were height barriers there at any time or width restrictions, but that's something that possibly Aaron McKinney can sort of get back to us on. But I've made a note of that, so I can ping him an email later.
Are they actually considered nuisances, caravans or motorhomes? Because more and more people are living in motorhomes now because they can't afford to live in a house.
I don't think they're living in them. I think they're staying, aren't they? I mean, I go.
They're staying overnight, yeah.
Yeah, I go quite often, and I don't know. Depends how bloody minded we want to be, doesn't it? I suppose. I don't recall ever having height restriction there.
No, there's never been anything like that.
No.
There was something trying to stop width, but it was just posts in the ground. And they get knocked over by other people and then don't get picked up. So
there's no reports of antisocial behaviour or anything like there, is there? So
not heard any, no.
No. Well,
No little problem. Antisocial behaviour, I think leave it be personally, but that's
live and let live.
Yeah.
We've got to be human sometimes. We've got to be human.
Yeah, sorry, Chair, to jump in. I've just gone back to 2009 on Google Maps, and there was no kind of height restriction. Even going back to 2009, I don't think there ever was one there.
No.
Restriction.
I seem to remember there being an ice cream van always in there. So yeah, that probably does reflect that there wasn't a height barrier there.
Yeah.
Thanks, James.
That did get moved on eventually.
Yeah, you seem to have I don't know if it's still there, 7.5 ton zone sign there. 6'6" restriction, but I think that was actually as you go into the road itself that runs alongside.
Yeah.
But
what's the feeling amongst the rest of us? There's 11 of us here. What's the feeling?
I think leave it alone.
I'm inclined to agree.
The only thing I would say, so just going back to the Google Maps, Chair, back in 2018, there seemed to be a lot more bollards that were closer together, restricting maybe kind of larger vehicles as such accessing the car park. But when you go into a more recent views on Google Maps, so it's 2021, yeah, there's less bollards, so which is obviously creating a bigger access to the parking area, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whether that's something, Paul, potentially, I don't know what you think. Put more bollards back, but is it going to be a maintenance issue if they keep being hit? Maybe that's
yeah. As a start, I can ping something over to Aaron in properties, because they're the ones that look after that car park. And the last I had on it was when they would, I think Affinity Water were digging up around there and doing something to a manhole cover. And that was a little while ago. I think that was sort of, well, about this time last year. But yeah, I do know that they've done some work up there in the past regarding bollards and things. So
yeah, whether they just become a maintenance issue, Paul, and they just, the idea was, okay, we're not going to replace them potentially, but whether something more robust can possibly be put in there, I'll leave it up to you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll ping something through to Aaron tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Chair.
Okay.
It is something which I had raised with Fred Miller and district team, and I think Paul might have been on that as well. Is that none of our district car parks, there are no parking bays for motorhomes and things like that, and there might be an opportunity actually in the ones that are in a good, the right locations with the right facilities. Why don't we consider making some larger parking bays and charging accordingly for people to actually park their motorhomes and that. It is. There's potential of supporting tourism there. There's potential of supporting, residents who want to get out and use the motorhome which they have bought. There's a large number of places whereby those things are a large number of destinations where that's supported. I think that there may be scope for some slightly larger bays and to allow overnight parking in those places. It wouldn't make fortunes, but it would actually mean that we are providing that facility as opposed to just saying you can't park anywhere, which doesn't make much sense to me. It makes more sense to me to encourage people to park in the right sort of place, which would presumably be somewhere where there are public toilets and facilities and stuff like that, and actually try and use that facility. But I said I did suggest that in the general direction of Fred, I believe Paul a while ago, and I think that they were going to go away and have a look to see if there were suitable car parks with that sort of space and aren't always full.
Agreed. I agree. Okay. Where do you want to go? Are we moving on? I think we're at the end pretty much, aren't we?
Yeah, you can close the meeting if there's no other business.
Can I just bring one thing up? I don't know if it's connected with this at all, but I've had a complaint today that outside Cheltenham Primary School there was 3 or 4 traffic wardens nicking parents of picking up their kids.
It's an income stream.
It seems a bit harsh.
Yeah.
When people just, families are up against it, and there's traffic wardens making money out of it.
Just to put that in context, I get the other side of those complaints where it gets really dangerous along there with all the double parking. I don't know. I mean, you've probably driven along there when the schools kids are coming out of school, and it is fairly chaotic, and people do just park in the most random of places. So it's and parents are often getting in touch with me saying, can we please get some enforcement up there? I haven't had it recently actually, so I didn't know they were up there today, but I'm often asked from not just Cheriton Primary but all the schools in the district. I'm often actively asked to get enforcement there because the parents have really real safety concerns over the risks that they're running with their children.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because you've got a lot of cars there, so it slows down slows down cars, so they don't go so fast. And often the people that are moaning are the ones that don't are on foot or on bike, and they don't go by car. And it always seems like the motorist is being hammered. And I just think, you can get 3 or 4 traffic wardens up there when you don't hardly see any down Cheltenham High Street for a start, where it's 1 hour parking. It just seems like a money making exercise, and especially with families now that are so up against it. It's going to upset a lot of people.
Well, they will only get a PCN if they're doing something illegal. You know, they're not out there just to clobber them. They're out there to do what they've been asked to do by other residents, is to try and improve the safety in the streets. So
the yellow lines have been increased, haven't they? They've been extended, so it makes the parking even less than there used to be.
Yeah, again, for the same reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in favour, so obviously I'll just make that noted.
Okay.
Okay, any other business? I'll take that as a no then.
If I can have a quick word with James before we sorry. After the meeting's closed, if I could talk to James for a couple of minutes.
Okay. I was going to say the same thing. Tim, can I Teams you after the meeting? I just need a quick chat with you before tomorrow.
Yeah, happy to.
Okay, cool. So we'll close the meeting. Meeting's closed at 18:41. Everybody seems happy.